Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. If you're new, I am Toya, and I decided to switch up my video a little bit today. I've typically been trying to vlog, which is going, it's going, sometimes it goes, sometimes it don't, but anyway, I decided today I'm switching up a little bit and do like a little, I guess, story time kind of thing on the three different scenarios. So I was just thinking the other day as I was trying to figure out some ideas for YouTube. And I was just thinking about past friendships. And the fact that at this point in my life, I have no friends. I'm okay with that. But I just was like, am I the problem? Now I was like, nah, I can't be. But then again, I may be. So I was like, let me do this video and just see, like once I hear everything out loud, if maybe I really am the problem. Okay, so I have 3 different situations that have gone on in my life with friends, people that I'm no longer associated with, period. And so I just figured I'm gonna put that out there just to see, like I said, just to hear it out loud and see if it sounds crazy, if I'm doing too much, if I'm too dramatic, if I really am the problem, which is, I mean, it could be. I won't never say I'm not. So yeah, that was the whole point. I just want to kind of switch up and do a little sit down and see how this goes. So it's a little bit of tea, kind of, sort of, but not really. So just let's stay tuned and see. Okay, so I'm going to be doing these 3 different situations in order from like the most current to the oldest. So the first one is basically this person who I worked with and we became friends or whatever. And then we like stopped being friends. Well, she stopped being friends with me for whatever reason. I still to this day don't know it. At this point, I literally could care less. So the reason we end up being back friends is because I just so happened to see her in Walmart one day. When I saw this person, I literally tried to like not speak at all, to the point this person had did like a full 360 circle, was like, bitch, I know you see me type of situation. And so finally I was like, hey, and we chopped it up for a minute, but nothing major, because I'm like, you basically cut me off without any explanation. And I know for a fact I did nothing to them at this time. So that kind of made me feel away back then. So I didn't feel the need to conversate with them in the store that day for too long. It was just a, hey, how you doing? How you been? Whoop de whoop de whoop. So a little bit of time went on after we ran into each other, and I get a friend request from this person on Facebook. So I accepted it against my better judgment, but the whole time this person is blocked on Messenger. So I'm assuming the person had been trying to write me on Messenger, not realizing they were blocked, and they end up actually writing on my wall on Facebook, like calling them like it was important. So of course when I called them, it wasn't important, and we just became back friends from there. Okay. Once we became back friends in 2020, y'all, this person, which I remember from being friends with this person previously, but I did not like how this person treated their children, treated basically everybody around them. This person came off very jealous of anybody who did something better than them. It felt like a competition more than a friendship. It was like a tit for tat type of thing. Like every time I would do something, this person would do something. I mean, it was crazy stuff. Like I redid my kitchen, this person redid their kitchen. Y'all, I went to the dentist, this person went to the dentist. It was just literally like a tit for tat thing. I'm planning my son's party, which was like the next month. This person planned their grandson party, which was 2 months. 2 months after my son's party. And that's when I was like, dang, every time I'm moving, you moving. Like, what's tea? And another thing that this person did, I had started a business page on Facebook, and I was like making wreaths and stuff. And I remember calling this person saying something about the wreath, and she was like, oh, I saw that, it was cute. Girl, why you ain't like and share it? You see, I'm trying to, start a business. It costs $0.00 to share. So that kind of made me look at them sideways. But like the main thing for me was the way they treat their children. Like, to me as a mother, I don't play that. Like, it had got so bad to the point where I would step in at times when they would be dealing with their kids. And I'm just like, I don't want to be associated with nobody like that. First of all, it's a competition of a friendship as it is. And then you a little shiesty in motherhood. I don't want to be associated with nobody like that, because you know, they say birds of a feather flock together, baby, and I just didn't want no part of it. I didn't want nobody looking at this person like, so you hang with her, she must be trash ass mama too. Blue. So yeah, yeah, that was like really the biggest thing. On top of, I had a very personal conversation with one of her kids, and that child, well, she's not a child, she's grown, had told me some things that really rubbed me the wrong way. And I eventually, you know, talked to said friend about it, and she was like, oh, she a liar, she always saying that. It's certain stuff that my children tell me, if they would ever tell me, God forbid, it's certain stuff that if they tell me, ain't gonna be no questions asked. It's gonna be some head busting going on. You know what I'm saying? So between, it just was too much. So I can't even really remember. I honestly know I personally had got to a point where I was pulling away from the friendship because, like I said, if you mistreat your kids, you'll mistreat anybody. And that's how my mind works. So I just didn't even really want to be associated with this person after that. The situation, like, I mean, and the stuff that she would say to her kids, it just was like ridiculous. It like literally blew my mind. Like, I remember one time getting mad, and my son was like, finna go get something to eat. And I'm like, I'm not gonna get him nothing to eat. Whole time I'm just talking trash. I have never gone to get food like that, like for my whole family, and then get one child something to eat. Even when my son is at work and I buy food, I buy him food. So I remember saying, you know, I'm not gonna get him nothing to eat. She was like, oh, you better ask about me, huh? I went months without feeding such and such. Your child, sir? And you cool with that? Baby, listen, I had to remove my, and I guess she sensed me pulling away from the friendship. And so we just eventually stopped talking. I remember calling her, I don't even remember, I think I called her and she didn't answer the phone. And with me, with certain people, if I call you once and you don't answer the phone, baby, I'm never going to call again. That's just how it works. I don't like being the person who's constantly reaching out because I've been that person before. And at this point in my life, if I call you one time, you saw the call. So you can either call me back, text me back, and let me know, hey, you know, I'm going to holler at you whenever. Like, I get we grown, but damn. Me and this girl was talking, we literally would talk 3-4 times a day. Every day. So if I called you one time, baby, and answer the phone, have a nice life. So I'm just like wondering, like, I know in this situation I wasn't doing too much or anything like that because, like I said, if you'll mistreat your children, you'll mistreat anybody. So it's no need for me to even put myself in that position. And it was like, I'm not comfortable going to your house. I mean, it's just too much. I'm good on it. So yeah, that's the situation with that person. But I will say, when I first stopped talking to the person, it was a little rough because, like I said, we talked 3-4 times a day, and I don't talk to very many people, so it went from me having somebody to talk to constantly to not having that anymore. And you know, like I said, we all grown, we all got our own life, baby. Trust and believe. Time heals all wounds, because baby, I could care less. Thank you. So yeah, that's the situation with that one. Like I said, I know for a fact I'm not doing too much on that one because I can't even play like that. Period. That's just that on it. So I wouldn't even ask y'all if I was doing too much on that one because I know for a fact I'm not. So on to the next story. Now this next situation, I will say, has been the hardest situation for me when it comes to losing a friend, honestly. Literally, literally my best friend. I don't even really know where to start. I guess I'll start at the point where we stopped talking, which we stopped talking in 2019. I ended up north, and her son's first birthday party was coming up. It was that Saturday, and I ended up there for whatever reason, for my grandma's birthday party, as a matter of fact. So I'm not your typical person. Anytime I go on a vacation like that, my anxiety and depression is on go. Especially like when I go up north, I stay with my dad. I stay at my dad's house, and I used to live with my dad. So I basically was like sitting around the house, not doing anything, not making no money. It just, my anxiety was on 1,000. I'll never forget it. And I remember you know, texting her, of course, is my best friend. I'm like, you know, what y'all doing? Her and the baby. I'm like, what y'all doing? You know, at this point, I'm like, I'm just gonna go over there and hang out with them because I don't see them often because we live literally states away, 13 hours drive. And so I texted her. I'm like, you know, what you doing? And she was like, oh, we finna go out and have hookah, do hookah. And I immediately got irritated because I'm like, you know, I'm up here drowning in depression, and then you're gonna even ask if I want to go. Like, honestly, at the mood that I was in, it wasn't even a guarantee I was gonna go. But to even offer the invitation, I have a choice. Basically, I just wasn't invited, and I was pissed. I don't even remember. I want to say like the next day I woke up, probably about 10 o'clock in the morning, and I remember getting up, telling my kids, pack y'all stuff. I think we left like 2 days early. Because I was supposed to leave that Sunday. No, yeah, I was supposed to leave that Sunday. I left that Friday. And let me tell you something about me. That's a 13-hour drive, and I drive by myself. So when I drive like that, I typically leave at 2, 3 in the morning latest. I got up at 10 in the morning and told my kids to pack their things and literally hit the highway at like noon. Okay? Never do that. To this day, that was the hardest drive I ever took. 15 hours for me to get back. But anyway, back to the story at hand. It just made me feel like that was like the icing on the cake to me. And it just was like everything leading up to that. Let me go to the backstory. Like, I remember she first had her baby. She would be into it with the baby daddy or whatever. She was like, oh, he said he was going to do A, B, C, and D. Or he was going to get a baby this. But he didn't do it. I literally remember being on the phone with her, and when she would say that he said he was going to get the baby some, and he didn't get it. Baby, I'm on Target's website. It's shipped to her house before we get off the phone. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of friend I am, so that's the type of friend I want. I remember years and years back being in a situation where I'm texting you, let me hold 100, you know what I'm saying? Because my light's gonna get cut off. And after you just sent me a picture of an $8,000 bank statement, you know, account state balance, oh, I ain't got it. And so, like, the more I sat and thought about that, it put me back to, I'm not going to constantly be the person doing, giving, and not getting anything in return. Like, I know that's not what friendship's supposed to be about, but let's just be real. When you're doing something and you're friends, if you have a friend, you want to be able to know you can trust that friend or count on that friend if you're in a bind. So, I didn't feel it. And when I say, I mean, this person had been friends for like 7, 8 years. Longest friendship I've ever had in my life. And we have had times where we would go months without talking. But I can honestly say we stopped talking in November, the end of November last year. And we have not talked since. Now, I will say she did reach out to me. But when she wrote me, she texted me, and I'll never forget. I only got that phone number. But she texted me, she said, let me tell you about yourself. You're not coming at me like that. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like I did something wrong, you have to come at me a better way to tell me what it is. And it could have been, you kind of say, okay, this is the issue that I have with you right now, and I would have returned it. So this is what you did that upset me. We could have either made up or just been done. But the way she texted me, I didn't like that. So I just was like, you know what? I mean, I don't know if I feel like I want an apology. This is one person I can understand. I really do miss her. I miss her son. I just miss my friendship with this person. And it's almost petty of me to not reach out. But I know her, and she just petty. So my thought process now is, if I do reach out to her and she gets smart, I don't even know how I would deal with it. So it just is what it is. Like, I literally hate for our friendship of all these years to go down the drain. But I just look at it like it was never a genuine friendship. Like I said, if I call you and ask you for something, it's because I need it. Period. Like, I'm desperate at this point to ask anybody. If it's not my mom or my daddy, and I'm asking you, I'm desperate, okay? So, for me to ask you for some money for a bill, and you not come through, but me, you know, coming through. And it's on several different occasions where you done call me, you know, not crying about your baby daddy, but, you know, going off about your baby daddy, saying he didn't do this. Yeah, I know you done asked me to. I didn't have to do it, but that's the type of person I am. That's the type of friend I am. That's the type of friend that I would like to have in my life. I want a friend that if I'm in a bind, hold on. Well, it didn't die, but it had one off. I guess it's been on too long. But anyway, I am the type of person that if I have a friend and I'm in a bind, I want to be able to call you as my friend and know you're going to come through for me. And if you can't come through for me, you genuinely cannot come through for me. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I am. So, I mean, yeah, it's just, I just felt like I was there for this person and they weren't there for me. And I'm literally at a point in my life where, like, I'm trying to build businesses and stuff. I don't have time for somebody who's not going to support me. You know what I'm saying? They go back to friend A. A share. Something so minor. I look at all that because, I mean, I can honestly say people on my timeline that's starting businesses, I don't even talk to. I'm going to share it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to share it. And that's just me. Because I'm just that type of person. And that's people that I'm not even friends with. So if you're my friend, I definitely expect, like, at least the bare minimum. Damn! Can't even get a share? Girl, it was just a mess. That whole situation is a mess. I can honestly say I genuinely miss my friend. But, I mean, I just don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't even, like I said, I don't even know if we were to be at, like, if we were to be at a point where we, like, talk. Like, if she was to reach out to me right this second, I literally don't know what I would say, if I would say anything, honestly. Because I just don't know. Like I said, this is the longest we ever went without talking, so it's just weird at this point. It's weird at this point. So, yeah, that's the situation with that. That's one friendship that, like, if we never bounce back, I think I will always genuinely love her as a friend. So, yeah, that's the tea on that. Okay, y'all. I had to take a little break. I had got a call. Let me go and finish this up real quick. Okay, so, boom. Third friend. Now, this particular person, I was not friends with even a year. But, in the time that we were friends, we were very close. I still miss this person, too. I still miss this person. Out of these friends, I miss this person, and I miss, of course, my best friend. But I met this person at work, and at the time I met this person, I didn't have my kids with me. My kids were staying with my parents. So when this person met me, we was doing single stuff. Okay, we was going out, we was doing this, we was doing this, living our best life. I had done sent my kids to stay with my dad to get myself together. I was staying with somebody. I was working 2 jobs. I was trying to get my life together, you know, for my children. And I had came across this friend who, she was a piece of work. She was a piece of work for sure. And I remember we fell out because she had a birthday party. So fast forward to the end. My kids had came back home. And of course, once my kids came back home, all the partying going out had ended. And she had a birthday party. And when she was telling me about the party, I'm like, okay, is going to be kids there? So she was like, no, ain't going to be no kids there, but you can still come. Y'all can still come. And I'm like, I don't like going to events that's not going to be other kids, because my kids going to be up under me, and I'm not going to be having fun, and they're not going to be having fun. So it's really a waste of time. So I didn't go. So, of course, I'm at home, and I'm looking at the party on her Snap, and I see her nephew, and specifically I remember her nephew. I don't remember if it was other children there, but I want to say it was a couple of children there, which, had you told me it was going to be, they would have been there. I would have been there. So she felt a way about me not coming to the party. And she texted me and tried to read me my rights. And no. Because when she texted me, she just was, first of all, throwing personal stuff up in my face. Stuff that I can, you know, trusted you with. Don't do that. That's what you don't do. That's the quickest way for me to never speak to you again. It's just that simple. And that was it. Once you throw personal stuff at me, we good. And I remember she tried, you know, she threw up a lot of stuff actually in my face in that message. And I wrote her back and I said what I had to say to her, and that was it. Now I'm trying to think, because I know I probably met her around August. And our friendship ended in May. I remember because her birthday in May. And I mean, like I said, the first August, September, October, November. So the first 4 months I knew her, my kids were not with me. And we was living it up. I'm talking about going everywhere. Anywhere, you know, I didn't have no kids. And I had my kids young, so to not have them and to have that freedom, I had never had it before. So she called and said, let's ride. I'm like, baby, come on. But if I called and said, hey, let's hit up this, she was coming to get me. I didn't have no car. Like, I was down bad, y'all. But that's another story for another day. But yeah, like that whole thing could have been avoided. Honestly, like the way it, when people come at me wrong, don't do that, because I have no problem with never speaking to you again. I don't care how much I miss you. My bad, y'all. My kids are there fighting, wrestling, whatever they're doing. They 14 and 16, and then they're playing like 3-year-olds, 2-year-olds. Y'all sound retarded. So yeah. once you throw something in my face, or you know, I'm not even gonna say try to check me, because you know, I talk a lot of trash. I'm gonna say what I say. I don't never mean no harm. I just say how I feel. I literally speak my mind. So I'm not gonna say, you know, you can't just say anything to me, because 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna say just anything to you. So I don't say that, but it's just how you come at me on certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? I asked you specifically, were there gonna be children there? You said no. So why would I come to an adult event with my children? You know? It makes no sense. And at the time, that person had no children, so she wouldn't even understand that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times I'll be in a situation or have a disagreement with somebody, and I'm able to talk them down and be like, okay, if this was you, would you do it? But when you don't have no kids, you automatically don't know. You can't say, because you don't have children. But, I mean, that one to me was like a falling out over something minor. But that person, that was definitely one that would owe an apology, because you didn't even have to do all that. You could have been like, hey, you could have came to my party, even if you just stopped by. Which I honestly think she did say that, but she went on and on and on. Y'all, when I tell you, like, the message came like 2-3 different messages, she went on. And it was just so unnecessary. And she knew me. She knew I don't take too kindly to bullshit. Okay, so I don't even know why she would put us in that situation. I guess the friendship didn't mean anything to her, which, you know, and that's just like friend one. Me and this girl was talking every day, and this girl like would come and hang out in my house. She was like one of them friends that'll come sit at your house and stay at the phone with you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we used to do a lot. Now, we worked together, but even after we stopped working together, I remember I worked at a hotel. After she would come up to the hotel and just sit with me, like, I can honestly say I definitely miss her, but that's one that definitely would have to apologize. Now that I've talked about all three, I don't feel like I was being low down or petty in any of them. But, you know, that's me coming from my point of view. Like, I see it my way, and that's that. But, yeah, now that I've got through all three of the situations, I don't feel like I was wrong in any of them, you know. But it's my point of view. It's me telling my side of the story. It's my, you know, this is how I see it. This is why I handled it the way I handled it. This is what it is at this point, because I honestly can say I don't see me rekindling any of those friendships. The first one, definitely not. Definitely not, okay? The second one, that's my best friend. So, yeah. The second one is my best friend, so I don't know, maybe. And then the third one, it's been literally like 4 years, maybe 3 or 4 years. So it just is what it is. But yeah, It is what it is. But anyway, let me wrap this video up here because I want to go ahead and put it out. Plus, I need to cook and my kids is getting on my nerve, and I'm hungry myself. Comment, y'all, if y'all think I was wrong, or if I'm being petty, or if I'm being low down. If y'all think so, let me know. Let me know. I mean, we all got our own opinion. Y'all heard the tea. Yeah, put your little 2 cents in. And until next time.